My name is Dr. Brandon Crooms. I am a professor here in sports management. I teach several classes here. One of my most popular classes that I had the honor of having some of you all in is sports and society. Raise your hand if you're taking sports and society. Very popular class. I also teach sports management, sport and U.S. history, and African American in sports. This is my third year at Trinity University, and I'm pretty excited. I always get excited when I find I have a volleyball player in my class because I don't know about it's something about your recruits. They just so vibrant. You know, all of them. It's just they all share similar characteristics, and so I really appreciate you guys. And I've noticed and come to some of your games, and you guys are great. You guys are great. Greatness is all over you, and you're being coached by greatness. So I honor someone who's been doing this for a very long time. If you haven't already, I'm sure you have already, please make sure you honor those who spend the time and sacrifices to invest in you, whether it's in athletics, academics, or just in your life. Don't take it for granted because you don't know what they went through, and you don't know some of the things that taking the time just so they can give you something that you can take for the rest of your life. And so please do that. Please do that. So I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to get straight to the point. I just have a few things that I want to share, a few nuggets I hope that you will take, not just in volleyball, but in life. Because as you know, at some point, that volleyball will go flat, and you won't be able to play volleyball at the level that you're playing now. And so you really have to, if you haven't already, is take advantage of the opportunities being presented. Embrace it. Enjoy this time because it's going to come a time when you're going to look back and you're going to say, man, I really enjoyed these years. I really enjoyed my college years. I wish I can go back and change this and change that. And so I hope that when you get to a point where you'll say, you know what? I enjoyed my years, but I did the best I can. I made the most out of it. And that's all I can say about it. And so today I want to talk about something that I think about often. And it's something that I try to live out. And that is purpose. Living on purpose with purpose. And again, this is something that you can apply in your time of playing volleyball, but also in life. Living on purpose with purpose, or living with purpose on purpose. There's this quote by a person named Dr. Miles Monroe. He's no longer with us anymore, but there's a quote that he says is, and I want you to actually help me out with this, okay? I want you to fill in the blank. I want to know if what you think. He said the most expensive place or the most wealthiest place in the world is, what do you think that is? The most wealthy place in this world. What's that? Singapore. Okay, that's a good guess. I can see where you're going here, but that's not it. Okay. Anyone else want to give it a try? The most wealthiest place in the world. What's that? The president? No. I'm gonna give you a hint. I'm going to give you a hint. It's not one specific place. Okay, it can be a multiple place, but it's the name of a place.
So it's not a mindset.
No, not quite. Anybody else want to give it a try? The what? Wow, that's a good one. I didn't think about that, but very close. Okay, so here it is. Listen up. This is the most wealthiest place according to this guy. He said the most wealthiest place is the cemetery. He said the most wealthiest place is the cemetery. Now you're thinking, like, how can this be the most wealthiest place? Well, listen, I'm going to tell you what he means by this. There's a lot of people in this earth and before this era and this time that live life, but they live life without making the most out of what is given. There's a lot of people who live life and unfortunately pass away, but they never figure out what their purpose was. There's a lot of people that live life taking life has been taken away prematurely, too soon, but they never emptied themselves. Meaning that they, just like you go on the court, right? And you give all your blood, sweat, and tears to get that win. And you know, in order to be the best you can be, you have to practice well. Just the way you play, you have to practice just the way you play. But unfortunately, not everybody has that same mindset. Or there's some people who have the mindset in certain places, but they don't know how to transfer that into their life. And so they're wandering around life aimlessly without any objective, no purpose in life. All they think they are is whatever people thought they are. Different perceptions, different ideas, attachments, labels put on them. Now they believe that for themselves. Some of you guys, this probably resonate with you because you've been playing sports for so long, especially volleyball players. Y'all play sport. Y'all play the game of volleyball at a very young age. And volleyball can be a year-round sport, right? It's a play club, right? And so I'm sure you maybe encountered some athletes, whether it's volleyball or other sports, where all they can see themselves as just a volleyball player. But when that stops, where do they go? What's my purpose? What's my identity? So it's very important that I live my life knowing that whenever that time is, I gave it my all. My blood, sweat, and tears. I lived out my purpose the best of my ability. I love to empower, inspire not just students, but people, and not just able to just give it all and pour because I know I'm fulfilled. And that's why living purpose is so important. Because there's a sense of peace and fulfillment like no other. People could tell you one way, but as long as you know deep down inside that you're doing the very thing that you were destined to do, to be, nobody can tell you anything. You're fulfilled. You're satisfied. You have peace. You have direction. You're focused. And college students, during these years, sometimes things can be cloudy. You don't know when the next internship is going to be. You don't know the job that you're going to go. You don't know the next time that you're going to go home. Things go just cloudy, right? But what better feel is it to have a little bit of clarity? It's nice to have clarity, but in life, sometimes, a lot of times, you don't know what the next step is. And that's when faith steps in. You got to have faith. So I'm going to give you some characteristics. I'm going to give you 5 things of characteristics of someone that lives with purpose on purpose. Okay? Live with purpose on purpose. Okay? I want you to say, IDVAM. 1, 2, 3.
IDVAM.
Okay. Next time I want you to say it a little like you sure now, because you already heard it. You said it once. Okay. On 3. IDVAM. 1, 2, 3.
IDVAM.
Thank you. Okay. The first one is being intentional. Okay. Meaning that what you do, you have a mindset that I'm doing this on purpose. Okay, I'm not doing anything that just wasted energy or wasted time. Okay, the only time is wasted if you're not learning from it. Okay, it's okay that there's some things that you do that doesn't line up or it fails a mistake. As long as you learn from it, you move forward, then you know that you're making the most out of it. So you got to be intentional about what you're doing. Okay, so the next one, what is the next one? D. A person that's living with purpose on purpose is driven by their why. Okay, I'll be honest with you. Okay, I'm here smiling. You know, I'm happy, I'm energetic, but there's some days I'm not feeling that way. Some days you may not be feeling like going to practice. Some days you may not feel like going to a game. But you got to always, in those moments, got to go back to your why. Because that is the very thing that's going to keep you going, keep your motor going. Okay, whatever's in your life that sometimes you may not feel like getting up, you got to remember your why, because your why is going to push you forward. You got to be driven by it. Okay, so D, and the V is you got to value your experiences. All of your experiences, the good and the bad, right? Because in those moments where you felt like it was a failure or mistake, like I said before, that's an opportunity for you to learn from it and to grow from it. That's an opportunity for you to develop in that. Okay? Whatever it is from last game that you didn't like, okay? Sit on it, embrace it, learn from it, and move forward. You cannot continue a winning season if you stand embracing it. If you're staying with a mindset of I just messed up, I messed up. No, we got to keep going. And you guys do a great job of that. That's why I love volleyball so much. When somebody make a mistake, miss a hit or whatever, y'all all come together, shake hands, dap each other up, like, yeah, let's do it. Next play, let's go. You keep going, right? You don't just, man. No, we as a unit, we understand we have a culture of we're going to learn from this experience. Okay? So IDV. Okay? The next one is anticipate greatness. You got to be optimistic, right? You got to be looking for that next moment. You got to be looking for that great play. You can't just allow it to come to you. You got to anticipate it coming. Okay? Because if you anticipate it, you'll be better prepared. You'll be more ready to do it. You have that mindset of preparation. You're ready. Things don't just fall into place. You don't just be great by accident. You don't. Why? Look at your record. Look what you're doing right now. You put in the time and effort. Look at your coaches, the amount of years that they put in the game. Blood, sweat, and tears, the time, the sacrifice away from their families, just so they could be able to pour into you guys, not just in the game of sport, but in life. It takes a lot. You got to anticipate it. And lastly, the M, before I get to the M, you got to seize and you got to maximize this moment, right? You guys are almost like halfway in the season. Over halfway. You got to seize this moment and you got to maximize it. Take a hold of it. Realize, hey, tomorrow's never promised. So today, I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to make the most out of it. I'm going to squeeze squeeze until it's dry. Whatever it is, you're going to recycle. You're going to make it the most and the best opportunity that you have ever put in. Quick example, okay? My mom, to me, is the best cooker, right? I love the way she cooks. Anybody here like leftover food? Okay, good. You like me. I like leftovers. But my mom has a way of, after that first meal, she can turn that leftover and make it seem like it's a whole different entree, a different meal. She knows how to make the most out of what we have and make it taste like a 5-star restaurant. One night we have chili mac, and the next night we have macaroni and cheese, and the next day we have something that's a little different, but it has a little bit of that taste, same seasoning. She's making the most. I want you guys to make the most out of what is given to you, right? So I want you to think about that. Right? Make the most out of what is given to you. So again, living with purpose on purpose. You guys are on a roll. Congratulations to you all for clinching a spot in the conference, right? Conference tournament. Okay. This next round, you already know these players are coming at you. Okay. Meaning that they have already played you. A lot of them you have beaten already, and they're going to come back trying to beat you, right? Remember, don't forget your why you're doing this. That's where you find the joy. That's where you find the peace. And that's when you play the most effective. It's when you find that joy and that why. So, thank you guys so much for allowing me to speak with you all. I'm so proud of you. And so you see me around campus. Feel free to speak to me. I love seeing my students. Some of my favorite students are the volleyball players. Shh, don't tell nobody. But also If there's anything, even what I said, that resonate with you, that you have questions with, or you just want to continue to talk about, have a conversation, I'm open to that as well. So again, thank you, and let's go Tigers. Let's go.